Hi, this is Trey Pastor. Welcome to my review of The Mandalorian, Season 1. I just got through watching the last episode. There's only 8 episodes in the first season. It's on Disney Plus subscription. You got to get a subscription for that. But I watched this because I heard really good things about it. I wasn't decided about watching it, but I heard good things about it. So I decided to binge it for a couple episodes when I was on vacation, and I finished it up. Uh, and this morning and see the last episode, and I have to say this is an absolutely fantastic series. This was actually created and produced and written by John Favreau. You have various directors, directing the different episodes and stuff, but this is the brainchild of John Favreau, and he does a fantastic job with this series. This show is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, it's about a bounty hunter, and this takes place like after the fall of the Empire, before the rise of the First Order. Okay, so you have a time frame of when it is. It's basically about this lone bounty hunter called the Mandalorian, aka since the title. Okay, and he goes around, doing basic various jobs and stuff, and we get to see him meet different characters and do various jobs, and it's very entertaining. It's like a western, basically, is what it's like. It's basically like a western, and these episodes are pretty short TV wise, especially for something that's on a streaming service. They're about most of them are about I think less than 40 minutes, most of them, and it's really good. Like I said, Pedro Pascal plays the Mandalorian, okay, and it's from his voice, but he plays the Mandalorian, and you also have other you have he's the main star of it, and then you have various guest stars that show up in certain episodes and stuff. You have Carl Weathers, he plays Grief Karga. He's like this guy who basically hands jobs out to various mercenaries and stuff, and he encounters the Mandalorian encounters him a couple of times throughout the series. And you also have Gina Carrera in this. She plays Cara Dune. She's like an ally of the Mandalorian, and he runs into her too a couple other times as well. And you have a lot of guest stars throughout this 8 episode series. But this, like I said, it feels like an old western. Basically, is what it's like. He's like a bounty hunter doing these various jobs and stuff. And there's a very particular. I'm trying to do this without spoiling. And there's a particular creature that he runs into during the course of his adventures that you've probably heard about already. So I don't want to spoil that for those who haven't heard about it. But I would definitely recommend it because what happens to him over the course of this 8 episode series is absolutely just fantastic to watch, and absolutely it feels like old school Star Wars to me, and it's really good, and I really enjoyed it a lot. And it has good action in it, good special effects, especially for like a TV budget. It looked like they spent some money on this and stuff. You have droids in there, you have various wacky looking creatures and stuff. And of course, the Mandalorian. Love to look. Like I said, Mandalorian's like looks sort of like Boba Fett, but he's like an offset of that, I think. But just to give you a visual perspective on how he looks, and he has a code because he's part of this guild called the Mandalorians, and they don't take off their helmet, and it's not to any other living. They take an oath, and they don't take their helmets off to any other living creature. Okay, and they go around, like I said, they're bounty hunters, and they have a strict code, okay, and that they adhere to at all times. And it's really a fun show. It really is. You got nice action in it. You got stormtroopers in it, like some weird aliens. You got humans in it. It's just a really fun show. It has nice action in it, and it has a lot of heart too, which is really good. And you like the guest stars. They have a lot of guest stars in this series over the course of this 8 episode series. Some that you'll recognize and some that you won't. But it's very entertaining, and I absolutely love this show, and I can't wait for a season 2, which has already been greenlit to come out. I think next year. I think September of next year. But it's a fantastic show, and I can't wait to see season 2. This definitely, like I said, it feels like old school Star Wars, and has the feel of a western too. Okay, because this character is like a bounty hunter, and he has a strict code that he adheres to and stuff. And like I said, he runs into a particular character, which kind of changes the course of this character's journey throughout this series. And it's very fun to watch, and it's absolutely, I can't recommend it enough. It's actually really excellent television. I'm glad they only made it 8 episodes is enough. Okay, you get the feel of the series, and that's enough, and it leaves you wanting more, which is the whole goal of a TV show. It makes you to watch it and want more. And this series more than delivers that. And kudos to Jon Favreau for creating this. And definitely they should. Yeah, well, he's probably, I don't know, he's probably got a contract on this, but they should definitely get him to do the movies, at least consult on it, because he knows exactly what he's doing, and you get a really first class show out of this, and I really like it a lot. I can't recommend it enough, and I would give Mandalorian the first season. Like I said, it started off a little slow, but once the introduction of its other character into the story, this makes it all the much sweeter and just fantastic to watch. And again, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this show a lot, and I can't wait for season 2. Okay, this is absolutely a fantastic show and a nice debut on the Disney Plus show. I can't wait. If all their other shows are going to have this quality, they're going to be very successful, because I think there is going to be a Obi-Wan series, which I'm looking forward to with Ewan McGregor. I think, of course, season 2 of this, and then I think maybe another show. But this show is fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. Anyway, let me know what you think. Have you seen The Mandalorian? What do you think of it? What do you think of season 1? What do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below. I have links to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram in the description box, as well as a link to my other channel, All Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.